हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। आज का टॉपिक है मैथमेटिक्स एंड अदर ब्रांचेस ऑफ नॉलेज, जो कि बेस्ड है एनआईओएस के स्टडी मटेरियल पर। तो वीडियो को स्टार्ट करने से पहले चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए और बेल आइकन को प्रेस कर दीजिए ताकि आगे आने वाली वीडियोस का नोटिफिकेशन आपको टाइमली मिल सके। स्टार्ट करते हैं वीडियो को। Mathematics, along with language, is considered basic and essential for human learning and civilization. There is no sphere of human knowledge which has remained unaffected by the influence of mathematics. Apart from the use of numbers, mathematical figures, formulas, and processes, mathematics has influenced the ways of presentation and communication of all areas of knowledge marked by coherence and mathematical precision. In this section, we shall confine our discussion on the influence of mathematics on different branches of knowledge which are included in the elementary school curriculum. We must keep in mind that in higher classes levels of education, the influence of mathematics on different disciplines and subject areas is more pronounced. Mathematics and literature. Many consider language and literature are just the opposite in nature to that of mathematics. They feel that language is the vehicle of feelings, emotions, and passion, while mathematics is exact, objective, and mathematical logic are devoid of any emotion and passion, and we have little place in literature. But remember Shakespeare's words: brevity is the soul of wit. To be brief and precise in expression is considered a sign of wit. With less number of words, if you can express more, you are more restrained and have the ability to communicate in a focused and meaningful way. That is exactly what mathematical logic is. At the initial stage of language learning, children are given freedom to express themselves in as many words as they can use. But at each grade, you need to ensure their vocabulary acquisition, and it is stipulated that towards the end of primary level they should acquire around 5000 words. To have regular assessment of vocabulary acquisition, you need to use subject objective methods. In the upper primary grades, the children are encouraged to express within stipulated number of words. That is, they are encouraged to be precise and comprehensive in their expression. Therefore, they are trained in precise writing and paragraph writing within specific number of words and in specific length of sentences. Again, in writing poems, the length or matter of lines used in the poem is also carefully chosen and meticulously adhered to throughout the poem. This helps in maintaining poetic rhythm, feeling, and above all, expressing the meaning. In all these, the mathematical sense prevails and controls the overall structure and sense of the literature. Mathematics and science. Perhaps mathematics and science share a closest relationship. There is no branch of science which does not use mathematics. Take the concepts of physical science. Most of the concepts have evolved from experimentation or observation but have been established as scientific theories by use of mathematical interpretations. For example, the finding that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius is a scientific fact emerged from the experiments, but other experiments linked to the air pressure. That is, with the increase in air pressure, the boiling point of water also increases and vice versa. To have a clear understanding of this physical phenomena, relationship is required involving air pressure and boiling point, so that it would provide the boiling point of water at a particular atmospheric pressure. This is possible only with the help of mathematical processes. In every field of physical science like mechanics, light, sound, chemical reactions, mathematics plays vital role in explaining these phenomena. Ascertaining the rate of growth of various species of plants and animals, the arrangement of leaves in different plants and trees, the rate of heartbeat, and measuring blood pressure, etc., are a few examples of use of mathematics in biological science. It is difficult to enlist all the areas of science where mathematical knowledge is required to understand the concepts. In fact, there is hardly any area in all branches of science where mathematics is not needed. Curriculum of EVS at the primary grades, there are several topics which require quantitative descriptions and analysis based on these quantitative data. Some such examples are planning a school campus, including school garden, requires the concepts of measurement of length, area to be utilized. So, also in beautifying a clean classroom environment, you need the mathematical concepts of symmetry along with the measurement skills. You need to use the knowledge of ratio and proportions in approximating biodegradable waste and other types of garbage produced in the school or in its near vicinity, so that provisions for appropriate waste disposal system can be developed by the students. For a balanced and nutritious diet, the proportions of the various components of food is calculated mathematically depending on the requirement of the individual. If a child is underweight and prone to infection, then proportion of proteinous food materials along with vitamins are increased based on the calculation of the degree of deficiency of these materials. Similarly, an obese child needs less carbohydrate and fat materials in food, which are calculated by the dietitians. In studying the occupational patterns of the communities in the habitations around the school, you need to employ the knowledge of proportion, percentage, and different modes of graphical presentations to describe the pattern. Mathematics and geography. Geography, like science, requires the knowledge of mathematics at every step to explain and clarify the geographical concepts and phenomena. For example, in studying landforms, you need to have clear idea of measuring larger heights and variations in temperature at different heights. In calculating the temperature, humidity, and rainfall in a place, drawing graphs of their indicators, and in determining their interrelationships, knowledge of corresponding mathematical concepts is essential. Trigonometry helps in finding the height of a mountain. Similarly, in determining the longitude and latitude of a place, and in preparing maps, the knowledge of plane and solid coordinate geometry is of absolute necessity. Mathematics and history. History is the study of events and trend of events within a specific period of time. Therefore, you should develop a sense of time and be able to conceive the temporal gap between important events so as to be able to effectively speculate the validity of occurrence of such events. Further, to study the relevance of past events for the present, you are required to ascertain the gap of time by drawing a timeline. In all these activities, which are fundamental in understanding history, requires thorough understanding of measurement of instant and interval of time. Again, drawing and understanding historical maps of different regions for different periods and geographical graphical presentations of socio-historical phenomena, you need to have adequate knowledge of spatial relations learned in geometry classes. Mathematics and art education. In both visual and performing arts, mathematics has crucial roles to play. In visual arts like drawing, painting, and sculptures, proportion within and among the figures drawn on sculpted has to be perfectly maintained. For example, while drawing or making a human or an animal figure, the relative proportion between head, trunk, hands, and feet are to be perfectly maintained, otherwise, the art would look disproportionate and hence lose its artistic quality. Therefore, every artist or sculptor, before actually going to paint or sculpt, prepares a sketch of the art, ensuring the right proportion of the parts of the figure he is going to develop in the final art. If you are encouraging your students to learn, draw, paint, and preparing clay models, you need to make them aware and practice to draw the sketch first, ensuring correct proportion of the different parts of the figure. In performing arts, be it singing, playing an instrument, or dancing, the knowledge of beats and rhythm is the key to all such performances. For each rag one sings or plays an instrument, there is definite scale of tal associated with it. Changing the slightest beat in the scale may disturb the tune and may lose its musical value. The musical scale in written form using musical notations looks like a pictorial graph with notations arranged in a specific order and specific distances among the notes, indicating the definite time gap needed between producing the consecutive notes. At the beginning stage, the learners are habituated with the variations in tones and rhythms through counting the beats. Similarly, rhythm is maintained in different dance forms and styles through performing according tal produced by oral counting and then by the beating of drums or some percussion instruments. One needs to differentiate the tonal variations and the differences in tals through the rhythmic variations in counting. The perfect relationship between the nature of performing arts and the mathematical principles associated with each has to be clearly understood by everyone desirous of becoming a successful performer. Mathematics and physical education. Wherever you desire to maintain some form of order, you need numbers, and physical education provide the brightest example of it. Whether it is a mass drill or individual yoga or performing aerobic exercises, you find wide use of numbers. Recording exact time for each event while performing in sports, building strategies for different games and athletics need mathematical expertise, which is now being included in the training of the coaches and trainers. सो गाइज ये था आज का टॉपिक. आई होप आपको वीडियो पसंद आई होगी. प्लीज़ इसे लाइक एंड शेयर ज़रूर कीजिए. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग.